What's up, YouTube land? Xeno Gaming here, and welcome back to episode number 21 of my F1 2021 My Team series. Today we have the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. That's as far as I'm going around the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, aka Imola. So, the first race of two in Italy. Thank you. First race of two in Italy, and this should be a good one. So, well, I say that because of this. This is the weather, and as you can see, wet race, especially for the start of the race. So that is going to play a factor today. Looking at the development, I didn't really show this from last race, but as I said, we are the fourth slowest car. According to this, AlphaTauri is below us, but they still are able to perform around a Q3 car, especially in the hands of Pierre Gasly. But you can see Mercedes are still the fastest car. McLaren and Ferrari ahead of Red Bull, with then Aston and Alpine kind of the next best, and a bit of a gap back to us and Alpha plus AlphaTauri. Williams on the back end of that pretty quick, and then Haas quite a way off the pace. So let's get into qualifying here in Imola, and we'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can get through to Q2 at least with one car, if not two would be the goal. So yeah, anyway, moving on, first lap in qualifying, and we're being followed by Antonio Giovinazzi, but that's okay. I've not had the greatest lap anyway, so we come through here, open the DRS, run to the line and do a 15.1. Giovinazzi quicker than us on that lap, as you can see, he slips into third. And as we come into turn one, I just go to brake normally, and then Giovinazzi just runs completely into the back of us. So I'm not sure what he was doing there, and that's going to cost the Italian at his home Grand Prix a badly damaged car where he can't take part for the rest of qualifying now. So anyway, I didn't do a second run. Well, I did do a second run on a second set of tyres, but I made a mistake at turn one, so I didn't really complete the lap at all. I didn't really start it. So anyway, new set of tyres, end of the session here, end of Q1. Can we improve to get through to Q2? We've had an okay first corner, but we've barely improved. And I was really a little bit down on my first run in Sector 1, so we're obviously still a little bit behind. We've gained a bit of time there through 4 and 5 into Toza, turn 6. Just got to wait a long time for the front end to grip up and get the power down. And then this fast left-hander here, turn I believe 7 or 8. I'm not sure if I count that real kink as turn 7. Anyway, coming into Aqua Minerale, what a corner this is. Back down the fourth gear, get it turned in, get on the power as soon as possible, and launch it up to the chicane. But now we've got Leclerc or Sainz behind us, one of the Ferraris. You've got to use plenty of curb through here and get on the power as soon as possible to pick up the lap time. We're a tenth and a half up, which is not really enough. We need to be doing more coming here into the last two corners, down the fourth, third gear actually. Short shift to fourth, missed the apex there slightly at the last corner. As we come through, we're 2/10 up, open the DRS, run to the line. What's that do for us? It's a 14.9, but I don't think it's going to be good enough for Q2, unfortunately, as we now look at the end of the session. Leclerc going fastest with a 12.6. You can see we're a long way off the pace. We're 2.2 seconds off it with a 14.9, sitting in 21st place. Ocon gets through in 17th, which is really, really disappointing. So Schumacher, Latifi, Giovinazzi, obviously, and Mazepin out in Q1, as long as myself and Esteban. So we'll go into the race now, and we'll see. It's another back row of the grid. This time we're at least ahead of Mazepin. But as I said in the preview, it is going to be a wet start to this Grand Prix. So intermediate conditions, not full wet. It's close. It's on the borderline, but you can see as well Bottas on pole, I believe, this time. So good work from him. And Alonso there breaking the top 10. Lundgaard, Tsunoda in 14th. Raikkonen and Russell. You can see Gasly again just doing an unbelievable job there for them. But then also Mick Schumacher now on the back of the grid, taking a grid penalty for whatever reason. But anyway, that's all in well. And we'll move on into the race, where we've got intermediate conditions. It's saying we can do the whole race on one set of intermediate tyres, which is fine. But you can see by the end of the race, there should be some dry weather. So we probably will get the dry tyres at this point. So we will be making at least one pit stop in this race. Taking some fuel out now, just to make the car lighter. We don't need all this extra fuel. Going to be on throttle less, going to be off throttle more. So, going to save a bit more fuel over the course of the Grand Prix. I took out a little bit, a lap and a half out than what I normally would. Normally I just go, pretty much bang on the spot. And then here on the formation lap, again with Antonio Giovinazzi, I did it in USA in formation. He crashed into me in qualifying, and now we've hit him here on the formation lap. Just blindsided by how long the AOA, how slow they go into that corner. But now ready for the 5 red lights. However, we have extremely cold tyres. I have to be very careful here on the throttle. We get off to the start, and you can see I've got absolutely no grip, and Mazepin and Schumacher drive straight past me, and I've still got wheel spin in 5th gear. By the time I get to 6th, I can get to full throttle without wheel spin, and then I brake very cautiously into turn 1, and the AOI very slow as well, and I also just have no tyre temperature, no grip at all. You can see I'm very cautious. I'm only going half throttle here. Get the full throttle when I'm comfortable on the straight, taking it easy through turns 4 and 5 here. And now I almost run into the back of Mazepin there, but now I'm thinking, can I go up the inside here into Toza? And then I go to the outside thinking maybe I can go around the outside, but you gotta remember this is a game, not real life. You can't use the outside karting line to a great effect. So anyway, moving on, and now we are got Sergio Perez here in the pit lane. I was wondering what I was trying to think of. Yes, Sergio Perez in the pits after one lap disaster for him and Red Bull after their poor start in Bahrain, only picking up 2 points. So with Verstappen, Perez didn't score it in the end.
The rain is getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out. It's hard to say if inters or wets are better right now.
So yeah, hard to say whether, well, I know inters are better, but yeah, it doesn't tell us when the rain is going to stop anytime soon. Now, here on lap 3, we got Mazepin, and Giovinazzi is actually quite slow. We've got a yellow flag here as well. That's for Pierre Gasly. So Gasly is out of this Grand Prix.
The virtual safety car has just been deployed due to a build-up of stopped cars on the track. Watch your pace.
So we'll get green after the VSC. We're now on lap 5. And as I was saying just before the VSC, Giovinazzi is quite slow. You can see he's already at least 3. Oh my god, we almost put the car in the barrier there. But you can see, oh my god, that was a scary moment. But yeah, we're now catching back up to these guys. Took a couple of laps to get back up to them. But as I was saying, Giovinazzi's quite slow. He's already about 5-6 seconds behind Schumacher. And it's been hard to overtake them because they've got a slipstream on each other. But as I caught back up to them at the right time at the track, I realised I was getting a good slipstream, and I had to use my battery here. Mazepin defends. I actually run into the back of him slightly there. Thankfully, he didn't pick up any damage. Go around the outside of him. He picks up the curbs at turn 1. We avoid him, and then we sneak past at turn 2. Really nice move actually in the end. So good one to get that one done. And then lap 9 now, as we are on the back of Antonio, and we're now 6.5 seconds behind Mick Schumacher. He has a massive slide out of the last corner. I just assume he has damage because he's quite slow. He's slower than Mazepin. He's slower than me quite clearly. And I can't really tell from this side. We do go into 18th position here on lap 10. So we now got 6 seconds to Mick, and we'll see what we can do to him. And we'll see, you can see we moved down to lap 16, so 6 laps. We've caught about up to 1 second behind Mick, so we've closed him by 5 seconds. And you can see we're 11 seconds down.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
So showing he's about 2 seconds a lap slower, and we're about a second a lap quicker than Mick here. But now you can see we're being told it's ready for dry tyres. The rain stopped. DRS has been enabled, and dry tyres is the way to go in this Grand Prix. They've gone for a soft, and I was like, with 16 to go, I know the mediums can get home, and
Esteban's in for his stop.
I'd rather do a stop onto the medium, go straight home, rather than go soft and then another stop soft, especially with a long pit lane here at Emilia. It's longer than you realise because we're the last team that gets serviced at this track, and you can see here a double stack, and it didn't really slow us up too much. You can see there goes Mick. We're not too far behind. You can see after we get released from our pit stop, you can see how much longer the pit lane goes. It's a 30-second transition through the pit lane here at Emilia. So yeah, avoiding that is what we're doing. It's 30 seconds we're saving, but we're quite a bit slower here. You can see Perez is going to easily pass us. He finally caught up to the back of us. He's been chasing us all Grand Prix after his stop on lap 1, and he easily passes us here. But yeah, we're 8 seconds behind Mick. That's how much time we've lost in 5 laps.
And he's in the pits.
Adjusting to the medium compound tyre on a slippery surface, but as the track as I got more confidence with the tyre and being in dry conditions again, I found my rhythm a bit. And you can see though, by the time I found my rhythm, all the other cars had pitted for dry tyres. But you can see I'm still only 8.5 seconds behind Mick on the next 3 laps after being passed by Perez. So we found the confidence. Schumacher pits, Stroll pits, Giovinazzi behind pitted me, and we're now into 10th place here on this strategy. We got Vettel behind us here on lap 26, and can we hold him up? I'm using overtake, but he's so close it was pointless. He easily overtakes us for 10th place, so points lost here today. And now next lap here comes Stroll, a couple laps later actually, but either way I'm using more of my battery here to defend it, and he still gets past us with the DRS going into turn 1. So, and I also had the lift and coast there, as you heard, because I'm low on fuel. The rain didn't last as long as I thought it would, and we needed to save at least, I think it was 0.3 worth of fuel, which was quite tricky as Romagna passes us. And here come going to lift and coast again, and that allows Tsunoda to get down the inside. And he is actually one of the more aggressive AIs is Yuki Tsunoda. But anyway, they pulled a good 6 seconds. Tsunoda actually got past Raikkonen. Perez was catching me again, but it's not going to be enough for him today. He's had a terrible afternoon. I've had an average afternoon. I'm going to go from 22nd to 14th, or 21st, or 20th to 14th in this race, with a 14th place finish, so no points for us here today. But the one stop was quicker in this Grand Prix, because we were behind Schumacher and Ocon. We've ended up beating those guys. We didn't really have the pace to beat the cars ahead. We beat Perez as well, who did pass us in this race, so it shows the one stop was quicker, and I'll prove that. Yeah, as Hamilton picks up another victory, and I was confused as how he won this race with Bottas on pole. Bottas was constantly the whole race setting fastest laps. I come to the screen, I see he's done the same strategy as me. He's done the one stop, and so has Daniel Ricciardo, which means they've beat Valtteri Bottas, Norris in 4th, Verstappen in 6th there for Red Bull, Leclerc in 5th, Sainz, Alonso, Lundgaard picks up more points, and a point there for Sebastian Vettel, with Stroll just missing out in 11th. Ocon finishing in 16th, nothing too special here. So obviously our car just needs quite a lot of work. We're still quite a bit off the pace of the front runners, or even just scoring points. The Aston Martin and Alpine cars are quite a bit quicker. Even the AlphaTauri, even though it says it on the graphic, they're not. They seem to still have quite a bit of pace. Another thing to note is that as we go and look at the championship standings, Hamilton 23 points clear of Daniel Ricciardo, with Stroll still in 3rd. We're still sitting 5th. And then as we go across the constructors, you can see how much of a struggle it's been for Red Bull this season. Just quickly scroll down and yeah, Red Bull currently sitting 8th only on 10 points. We are 6th on 15. So, but I've forgotten what I was actually going to say just then, but that's okay. I believe it was to do with the before. Oh yeah, it was about the performance graphic, and I think all the Honda and engine suppliers, so Red Bull, AlphaTauri and ourselves, have been hit hardest by the engine regulation changes, because although I adapted all my parts, all the supply upgrades from Honda, we actually lost all of those. So we now have no... They got to redevelop all those bits, Honda themselves. Nothing we can do about it. That's just, yeah. But I knew that taking that risk, they had the worst performance in their power unit before the start of the season. So I guess that was a risk I took. So anyway, we get a nice boost here for the cash. I didn't hit all the ejectors, only hit 1 out of 3, which isn't very good. And we lost 10k due to damage. That damage came in practice, where I on a hard tyre put it into the barrier. Not front wing damage, just I think side podge or floor damage. So it was nothing major. But anyway, Now just updating some things. We're going to get a major weight reduction upgrade here on lightweight wheel rims. So hopefully that makes our car a little bit better. We're not going to get it for Portugal. We will get it for Monaco as we now advance to the next race, which will be the Portuguese Grand Prix around Portimao, which I'm looking forward to. And I've never actually done a race around Portimao. I haven't done any league races around there. I haven't even done a Grand Prix 25% race around Portimao, and I haven't actually driven that track since it got patched into the game a few months ago. And I did about 20 laps there on time trial, about whenever it was, maybe in September or was it October, and I haven't driven since. So this is going to be quite a challenge. I've got to learn the track, and we've got to see how we go. We've made a nice upgrade here to the car, so hopefully it should work really well in Portugal. Alpine have also made a really good jump. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this episode here today. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more content. I'll see you all for the next one at the Portuguese Grand Prix. Till then, goodbye.